Chapter 19. We Convince by Our Presence. Walt Whitman. Not you, said Clebo. He sprinted back to home plate and almost splayed himself over it. This is my plate. I say who catches here. Really? Ruby looked at House, who adjusted his baseball cap and sighed. She's a girl, yelled Ned. You're brilliant, Ned, hollered Boone from left field. Don't forget our bylaws, cried Evan Evans from third. That's right, said Clebo with great satisfaction. No girls, and especially since you know what. Ruby pulled up her left overall strap. Clebo, you've played ball with me ever since I can remember. She pointed at Boone and Ned. And so have you. Right in my back meadow with my grandma. And your daddy too, Clebo. And now you're going to tell me that I'm not good enough because you're all mad at Francis for breaking House's arm, so now no girls can play? That's just plain stupid. How so? Clebo stuck out his chin. If you'd let girls play, you'd have enough players for a full team. You want to play so much, you should be happy you've got another player, Clebo. I'm just as good a catcher as you are, and you know it. She is pretty good, said Boone. Don't girls play on Little League teams in Jones County? Asked Ned. I don't know, said House. You'd better believe they do, said Ruby. You boys aren't thinking straight. Well, we never had to think about it before you showed up wanting to play, said Ned. House's mind bubbled back to his thoughts. He'd been in the kitchen. Maybe a rescue was possible after all. He pointed at Clebo. You want to have a run at the bases? You know I do. Grab a bat, said House. Ruby, you can catch. Ruby grabbed a ball from the bucket by the backstop. Hey, yelled Evan and Lincoln and Arnold. Wait a minute. Clebo stood his ground over home plate. You tricked me. I ain't playing ball with no girl. Next thing you know, we'll have all our arms broken. Before the arguing could escalate, Leonard Jackson's truck came dusting down the dirt road near the ball field. In the back was a giant silver pressing machine from the Sunshine Laundry. Waving both arms from the open window as the passenger seat and hollering herself blue in the face was Mary Wilson. Clebo Wilson, you get yourself over to pageant practice this instant. I've got to get this machine repaired, and I can't be worrying about your whereabouts. I got laundry piled to the skies, waiting for pressing. Get now, get. Ha, Clebo, you gotta get, said Boone. And the rest of you get, said Mary Wilson. She pointed to the Chinaberry tree behind Hallelujah School. They're over there waiting on you. Shame on you boys. Get over there this minute. Each boy ducked his head in order to look suitably shamed. Yes'm, they all said, including Ruby. The truck came to a complete stop, and dust swirled all around it in a little brown cloud. Leonard Jackson opened the back door of the cab, and Honey slipped out of the truck with Eudora Weltley, whom she had on a rope leash threaded through a white tutu. The sun washed the ball field in a brilliant, buttery glow that spread across home plate. Even the dust looked golden. Leonard Jackson kissed his daughter goodbye, waved at House and the boys, and called, I'll be back later. We've got a big breakdown here to tend to. Yes, sir, said House. You've got Honey's lunch? In my backpack. See you soon. Get! Yelled Mary Wilson. Leonard Jackson shrugged at the boys. Some of them shrugged back. The truck rolled on toward Jackson's mowing and small engine repair. Clebo scratched his forehead. I don't know what's worse, he said in a defensive, defeated tone. Too much starch or too many mamas? Your mama is the Queen Pooh Bah of mamas, said Boone. We can't ignore her. The boys looked across the field at the little band of kids gathered under the Chinaberry tree like little bobbing corks on a dusty brown lake. They were moving together, doing some sort of dance or play or something. We're on death row, said Wilkie. There's no getting out of this. Heads up, called Ruby. She threw her baseball hard to House, who stretched his arm out and caught it almost automatically. Nobody said a word. And slowly, walking like they were headed to their own hangings, the boys and Ruby made their way to the Chinaberry tree. A happy Honey led the way. as if she was the drum majorette, high-stepping her way to her destiny, with Eudora Weltley panting and trotting at her side. House picked up his backpack by the backstop and brought it up the rear, walking across the weedy field by herself. There would be no rescue, not from Norwood Boyd, not from his mother, not from anybody. There was no magic. There was no mystery. There was no symphony. There were just these facts. There would be no game. He would not pitch. His career was over before it began. He struggled not to cry.